Spoilers!
Oh, Josh is back.
Oh, Josh-
Spoilers.
Getting to spoilers now.
Josh is back as he comes in.
Christ.
Yeah, no, we're doing crazy time.
No wonder I went out for smoke.
All right, so spoilers. Let's just get out of the way. The real plot of the story is Charlize Theron has kidnapped Dom's son and mother of the son that he never knew existed.
Okay, so once again, we're on spoilers. So Michelle Rodriguez's character, as we mentioned before in the fourth one, Fast and Furious, dies. We're led to believe that she is long gone, and Dom is led to believe the same. So when she returns, and I believe in Fast 5 or 6?
Yes.
When she then returns
If
to
it's
the
5
later,
or 7, I can tell you. I don't know.
yeah, when
I think
when
it's
she
7.
it's only 6.
I didn't see 6, so yeah, she
might skip a movie
because she was weird in 7.
Yeah, so she comes back in 6. So there's a movie missed, right? So that's where there's this time gap where he thought she was dead, so he got with another woman and they've had a baby.
Well,
That's a really quick turnaround to have a baby with someone.
Well, she fell
I
pregnant.
think it's accidental pregnant. I
and
don't
then,
think it's planned.
like, it was a year and a half later that.
Yeah, so
baby
they
was born.
get together.
It's fresh baby.
They get together.
It's fresh
They
face
bone, and then Michelle Rodriguez comes back. So Vin Diesel's like bails, and the other woman's like, I understand. You know, he thought she was dead. She said she's not dead. That makes sense, right? And mind you, there's absolute really on the nose setup when Michelle Rodriguez and Vin Diesel are in bed like, we should have a baby. He's like, yeah, we should have a baby. And then 5 seconds later, Charlize Theron rocks up with the phone. I'm going to make you go against your family and you're going to destroy them because of what's on this phone. I'm like, I bet there's a fucking kid on that phone.
So you can keep that phone as well.
Yeah, it's like, there's an iPhone 6 Plus. You can keep it.
Yeah, it was.
So like the setup of what this movie was to be was like so on the nose and sort of a little bit cliche.
I think that's clever that he's going against his family for his new
that
family.
part I sort of enjoyed. I said that really sort of pushed home that whole family aspect. And me as a new father, when you've got a character that's threatening to murder this child, I'm like, fuck you bitch! I'm gonna fuck you. I can't wait till someone caves your face in. I got really mad at the movie, and I guess that's to the credit of what they were trying to do.
You're in that moment where she handed him the gun, and you're like, I can't shoot you because this door's got double locks or exposition. And you're like, what? The door has double. Okay, whatever. We'll figure
Yeah,
it
but
out.
then there's the moment later on where Dom does what he's told, but he didn't do it exactly how he was told.
Yeah.
So he goes back and they open the cell, and the woman's sitting there, and he literally Orange Beard from
Game of Thrones.
You know the
Wildling
Wildling guy. Yeah, he's in it. Rad, by the way, fucking excellent. Yeah, so he then shoots the mum with the kid in the room, and I'm like, fuck you, bitch, you don't take a kill him, you don't take mum over the kid.
Who would like clean that up though? You're like, I gotta clean that up now.
Yeah.
Where am I putting the body? I'm in a plane. There's so many logic issues in this movie
But
that
like-
are ridiculous.
No, they killed the
wife
mum.
or the mum. Yeah.
Like right in that room, like right, the kid's there and the kid's crying, and so what the whole moment Charlize Theron's like trying to settle him, but hasn't not unlocked eyes with Vin Diesel.
Can I say that when he first met his son,
Yeah.
Vin Diesel has the best hold your tears on the tips of your eyes. Like they were sitting there in like bubbles for like 45 seconds, and he's like, boom, and now I'm gonna let him go.
That's him. Christopher, he looks weird with no beard. Can you not do that?
I'll show 'em the audience.
It's like one of the worst things I hate about YouTube. When like, oh look at this, and then everything's out of focus for a moment.
All right, so that's pretty hardcore that she's gonna kill like, and then the people working for him are like, yeah, we're gonna kill babies. Like, who wants to kill a baby?
Like you must be
For
paying, you
what?
must be getting paid pretty fucking well. There's an exact moment where
Maybe
Jason.
she has all their babies.
There's an exact moment where Jason Statham, like a guy will come down the corner with a gun and points it like essentially at the bassinet for the holdy thing. It's like, you're really gonna shoot a baby? Fucking shoots him in the leg, puts the baby down, and then just proceeds to beat his face into the bench.
Get this, right?
I'm like,
The baby's captured, and for some reason they need two people, one the pilot, and then the other person downstairs to turn these keys to unlock the thing where the baby is. And she's held the baby hostage all this time, so Dom can't do anything because he's trapped in this plane that's flying in the sky with all this military crap. So they get Jason Statham and his brother, Luke Evans, from 6 that I haven't seen, who's burnt face. And they're both bad guys in the previous ones, might I add. So then they fly in like jetpacks. I don't know what Jason Statham... He was a captain in something, all right? I'll let that go. I don't know what his brother does. Probably like a greengrocer or something in this world.
It implies that Jason Statham was like a previous, like he won like the Victorian Cross or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, they go in and Jason Statham saves the baby and he puts it in a bassinet. But then he has to go from the bottom
Like a
level
capsule.
to Charlize Theron, and there's this whole action scene where he's got the bassinet and he's shooting people like,
And he's like whipping the bassinet,
and
like
he gets
putting it behind
headphones
things.
and puts them on the babies like, shit's about to get real, son, and put these on, and then they play kids wiggle music, and then he's like shooting people and throwing up the thing and catching it and then putting it down, and he's
And
like,
he comes
are you all right, mate? Good on you. All right, here's some more, and he goes off and kicks people's ass for like 10 minutes.
Hellboy in the Golden Army.
Yeah, it's like crazy, insane hilarity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is fun. This is a good part of the movie, but
Yeah.
it doesn't fit at all.
Yeah, I liked it because it was good Statham moment.
Statham was awesome. Yeah.
But that big final battle at the end where it's like literally submarine versus cars.
It is. But before we get to that, I just wanted to say, they've got this idea of like humanizing their villains.
Yeah.
So like Dominic Toretto was the bad guy essentially in the first one, or a bad-ish guy. And then The Rock was like against them. He was a cop, so they're on the other side of the law, so he joined them. But Jason Statham's like, Rock's like, hey, you're actually like a good guy according to this paperwork, And he's like, yeah, we got to do what we got to do, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
and he's like, yeah, that's something. And then they have this moment of, although you've won a Victorian Cross, you've done a really good thing. I'm still gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, but
it's like
kinda
once
like a
we're done
fun
here, once
thing.
we're done here, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And he's like, you just wait, because I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And they go, ha 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 ha, help me lift this engine.
Yeah, but I don't remember the movies well enough, but I'm pretty sure Jason Statham killed that Han guy at the
Oh, he totally
start.
did.
Like,
He totally did.
He's killed their friends and their buddies with him all of a sudden because he's like, what? Like, and then I think from the conversation they had when he was like pinned down and Charlize Theron's like, your brother sucks or something. Like, I'm pretty sure Jason Statham only did the things in 7 because he was in the same situation as Dominic Toretto.
I believe so, yeah.
But it didn't really explain it other than a throwaway line. So it makes more sense. But still, he killed people.
Yeah.
Speaking of killing people, before we get to the submarine,
So many dead people's movie.
they go to New York City, right? To get
yeah.
nuclear
this moment.
the Russian governor or whatever president.
So there's the Secretary of Defense, and I think from Russia. So the Russian Secretary of Defense, right? I'm talking off camera to Josh, by the way. So he's in a limousine, and they're like, well, how can we get the nuclear football from him? So
yeah, that's what I said. Everybody calls it a football.
Haven't you ever heard of the expression football?
Somebody could not call it a football. Like, everybody calls it a football. They could be like, it's actually nuclear, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so it's essentially the nuclear code. So like, it's a briefcase. It's got the nuclear launch codes in there, and
handcuffed to his hand.
It's referred to as a nuclear football. That's what it's known as, in America and stuff. No, don't you dare kick it. Do not kick it. So essentially, right? They're like, okay, we need you to get that. And they're like, well, okay, well, where's my backup? So your backup's on the way. Mind you, the backup is people going and hacking into, because all cars are electronic now, right? So they've hacked into the electronics of the car. Cars essentially made these zombie cars, right? So what starts as like this small blockade sort of driving, and then it's swarmed
of CGI
by
shitfest
hundreds
of cars like swerving next to each other.
Yeah, and the cars are like when you look at when you think of a zombie horde in a movie, right? And it's fucking going to town. Well, the cars are doing exactly that. Like they're coming around the corner. Some of them are flipping. It's like, ugh. It's so weird. And then eventually it stops at one point, and they stop and they block it in. Then cars just come out of a giant multi-story car park that's raining cars.
But
it's
you can
insane.
control where the car is coming out. But once it's in freefall, you don't know where it's going to land.
Yeah.
They're so precise in their whatever.
You guys have actually really sold me on this movie. I am keen as mustard
And
to see this
I think
now.
I would see it again. I would literally see it again.
When you see
It
it
is
in a
long
different
weekend. Let's go to
light,
the movies.
it is good. But yeah, like, they're so precise in their hacking and their plans and how if this goes ahead, this goes ahead, this goes ahead. The limousine's there and they drop cars around it and it builds this thing and then the cars explode. Like, if any one thing goes wrong, the car lands on the guy, the car lands a long way, explosion goes up, Vin Diesel gets blown up. Like, Ludacris has this wrecking ball that comes flying down. Like, they're driving away.
Okay, so start of the movie, they're in. We pretty much got the
Germany,
entire.
wasn't it?
They're in Belgium, in Berlin. So they break out of this giant factory thing, right? And they're fanging it down
They stole
the road.
the EMP device.
Oh, they stole an EMP.
As you do.
So as they're like, oh man, we caused so much explosion until they know who we are. Someone's like, Plan B. Like, what's Plan B? Everyone's split up. Like, okay. They go, and then a wrecking ball just goes, whoa, just destroys everything behind them.
But the joke is like, nobody told me about Plan B. I'm Tyrese. I don't know what's going on. They didn't discuss it with him. And then, like, he doesn't know what's coming. It could have hit anybody. And they're like, what about these more people? And it swings the other way and almost hits them. Like, anything. Like, the saddest part is Paul Walker died in a car accident, and he was like, it was like a tiny thing. He was driving around the corner and he just hit something and died. I don't know the exact details.
Oh, he was driving
It was like a celebrity.
There was a problem with he was at a celebrity event. There was actually a defect with the Porsche, the Porsche. So there's actually someone else that died from this. So as a result, when that Porsche gets into an accident, the car just explodes. And like it's an actual defect. Like what's a desirable thing you have in your car?
But like
when
a
you crash,
tiny
it
thing
fucking
goes
explodes.
wrong and it takes his life. But the irony is,
Rear-ended a traffic light.
Boom! Yeah, pretty much.
but literally, you crash your car, like you go up a
Embankment.
the curb,
Yeah.
and you fucked your car. The steering's out, the suspension's fucked on the right side. It's $5,000 to get it repaired. They're smashing shit up. I remember in the 7 one. They surrounded Dominic Toretto on a hill, and his plan was to just reverse and land in the thing. And then in the other one was like Jason Statham and Vin Diesel drove cars into each other, full speed just to like test who would chick it. Nobody did. Smashed it like, and then they did it again at the end, fucking like going like 300 miles per hour, like nobody dies.
It's awesome. This movie's so good.
Anyway, so that brings us to the end.
No, not really. We're just venting at the movie. We're being fast. Notice we're talking Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Cool. So one thing that I did know, and this is the same problem that as much as I love Die Hard 4,
Yes.
the one big problem that it has is when you're dealing hacker with hacker, all you see is. He's like, oh man.
So he's gone through the back left frame.
You thought at that moment, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend.
She loved that movie, and it was
at that moment.
No, it was just before Kevin Smith came on.
I'm gonna hack your heart.
Yeah, so the Game of Thrones chick's like, and then Trish runs like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get you." He's like, "Oh, she's blocked me," and like it really dips in terms of like there's no hardcore like. Everyone thought like if you go back to like say Swordfish, like when they really started pushing the hacker, like Swordfish rocked, right? Yeah, because like and that when it was the Hugh Jackman had that little thing where he'd go. Like that's when like the hacking-y thing was cool. So watching someone do that was like, man. But
I didn't understand.
We don't understand
What is
it.
real hacking? Is it just like going through files?
Real
and,
hacking
like,
is essentially just DOS.
is hacking speed? Like you have to stop
If you're going
firewalls?
against another hacker, like you're trying to hack in and they're trying to block you, so you need to type faster to get past.
So it's just lines of code. That's all it is. But mind you, there's not all the space bar that they seem to be using.
Yeah, but when they're like doing the God's Eye, it's like, and then it shows like this massive map, like widescreen.
Oh, speaking of God's Eye, okay, this is going way too long in the tooth, but so Helen Mirren rocks up as Jason Statham's mum. Now, mind you, I leaned over to Dave and went, "Is that fucking Meryl Streep?" He's like, "No, it's Helen Mirren." I'm like, "Oh," because I get Meryl Streep, Judi Dench, and Helen Mirren all mixed up because they're all three old women that are English.
Old women. Well, Meryl Streep is American, but that's okay.
See?
Anyway, so they hack this thing. So anyway,
should
they
probably wrap this up in a
get
minute
to
too.
the end. We'll end with the big finale.
Yeah.
That they need to take down. Now, I don't know how EMPs work either, right? I'm not a scientist, but it seems like if you press an EMP, maybe it shoots in a direction. I don't know.
It's universal. It's a boom.
Well, then if he's got GPS or whatever the fuck in his car, wouldn't that turn off?
That would have fried his phone.
Yes,
The phone that he was somehow using and then triggered.
And if all these cars are electronic and super duper, wouldn't have stopped his car as well. He might have an old.
Yeah, if there's no electronics.
Monaro, idiot. There's no electronics in that. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I'm like,
But he had it charging up again to 100%. Yeah. That's electronic. So how did it
holy
charge up?
crap!
Again?
You've just blown out the movie.
Anyway, so they have to take down this submarine, and Ludacris is the one who knows what to do.
Yeah.
Tyrese and Scott Eastwood get stuck, and they just start pulling things out. Whatever, that's gonna work. Michelle Rodriguez fights a dude and like throws him into the propeller, and The Rock looks over. He's like, nasty. Remember that?
So The Rock, the one line wonder.
Then why they choke? Like I wrote this down, and I want to word it correctly, so I'm just gonna say. Are cars really that vital to solving issues? Like, they get to this secret base and there's cars everywhere, and then they choose the Lamborghini at the end. Tyrese has got. Yeah. He doesn't have snow chains on it. How did they get it there? Why is he driving it? Anyway, so they go out on the thing and they're driving on the snow, and Tyrese falls into the ice and the door breaks off and he gets pulled out with a hook, and he's sliding around. He's like, man, this is crazy. I'm great. Then he's like, you know what? I'm still going to be a bitch and I'm going to harden the fuck up. So he gets off the door, uses it as a shield. The 3 trained soldiers, I imagine.
Yeah. Mercenaries.
Blocks that thing. 3 guys shooting at him on snowmobiles. Throws the thing down. It's like, bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
This movie's awesome!
And then they blow up the submarine, and then it explodes. And they say,
Yeah, like, that's not how fire works.
they like, I don't know where they came from. Like the submarine is blowing up, and Dominic flies out of it. He rolls out of his car.
He throws himself out of a moving vehicle like 200 kilometers an hour. So he's like just jumps out and he's fine. And then like as the submarine blows in the distance, like the flame will engulf him. Out of nowhere, all the cars rock up and create this safety circle around him, and the flame goes over the cars somehow. And that's not how fire works. Fire would go in there and fuck him up, but it just somehow goes over him, and the fire goes away, and he's doing this, and then everyone opens the door, and they're like, "Hey, dumb."
And I don't know how nukes work
Bloody
either.
roasted in their car.
No.
No, I would
You
think I've
had
been
a queue in
scorched.
a car for 10 minutes and fucking died.
The cars were fine. They got like scorched when the fire's coming, and they're like, it's fine. That was dumb.
Oh, that was our very fast and furious review of The Fate of the Furious. I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Dylan Biden.
Let us know what you think in the bottom. Credit to you if you stayed around this long, because I have no idea how long this video is going to be.
40 minutes.
40 minutes!
Two-parter.
Dude, I'm going to have to cut the shit out of this. Nah, it's 2-parter. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Done.